What's up, y'all? It's your local fitness. Excuse me. I don't know why that's funny. You know how people will laugh when they're feeling awkward or uncomfortable?
What's up, y'all? It's your local fitness. Excuse me. I don't know why that's funny.
I don't know
how people will laugh when they're.
All right. So this is, again, my name is Fee King, your local fitness go-to girl, the body architect. This is my first time going live on YouTube without StreamYard. I'm going live on YouTube from Zoom, and it's I don't know. I have it paused because of the volume, so I'm not really sure how this works yet. But one thing I do know is that nothing beats a failure but an attempt, and there is no trying in the doing. And so let me see if I can just turn the volume down and see what happens. I think there's going to be feedback. Oh, I think it is working. So, all righty. So, one monkey don't stop no show. I've got a lot of isms and sayings. Welcome to 2025. Welcome to my channel. I have been on YouTube for a long time. When I got on YouTube, it was very different. Or maybe I was very different. My objective, I don't think I had an objective. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. And if you don't plan to succeed, then you are planning to fail. And so I had no objective. I think as an actor, you just heard you should be on YouTube. You should post your reels on YouTube. I know I was doing a lot of my workout videos on YouTube. So here is my pivot. Here is my reinvention of self. I am going down the YouTube rabbit hole because I believe that my demographic is on YouTube. My audience is on YouTube. My tribe, my virtual digital tribe is on YouTube. For me personally, I should have 6, 7, 8 degrees from YouTube University. I've learned so much from so many content creators, from so many coaches, from so many YouTube influencers. And so I'm here to join and commiserate with my people. It is January 2nd, and I wanted to go live to talk about, yes, yesterday, last week, actually. Last week, my partner and I, his name is Sekou Wrights. Sekou Wrights is an author. He's a writer. He is a podcast show host. He is also a survivor of 2 strokes. We were at Target, and this young guy who works at Target said to Sekou, these are his words, I'm going to paraphrase. He said, I don't know how, older people will respond or take to this, but the silver, like you're rocking the silver. He was talking about his hair. So Sekou has beautiful hair. I'm somewhat envious of his hair gene. I'm like, if we had kids, hopefully they would have taken after your side. He has this beautiful, it's not even salt and pepper. The guy said salt and pepper. It's more salt than pepper, and it is beautiful. And he's been salt for a long time. He has beautiful hair. Sekou thanked him, and I thanked him. And I thought, it's such a beautiful recognition. And Sekou had just gotten his hair cut, so his beard and he was looking extremely well groomed. I went into Target yesterday to get some fruits and vegetables for this vegan raw demo that I was doing with Jasmine C. Perry. I'm going to share that video with you because she is the bomb diggity. And I go into Target, so the young man was there. So we're talking, and He remembers me. He said, "Hey, I have a question for you." I was like, "All right, what is it?" He said, how did you know that he was the one?" I was like, "Little dude, you are so curious." I think curiosity did not kill the cat. Curiosity opened up, it can open up your heart and your mind and your awareness. I said to him, I thought about it. I said, this is going to be a long story, not for you on YouTube. I'm going to make it really quick. I said, I'm going to give you the cliff notes, the abbreviated version. Sekou and I met over 20 years ago at the ABFF, African Black Film Festival in South Beach, Miami. Connected, we were friends, hung out with some other people. I didn't know him. He came in from the East Coast, I came in from the West Coast. We were friends. And so for me, I didn't even look at him that way because he was so kind of studious and pretty. He hates when I say that. He had long dreads and he was super nice. You could tell he was intelligent. And I knew, I don't know where this guy is from, but I can tell that we have completely polar opposite upbringing. You could tell by the way he spoke. He used big words. Life happened. We kept in touch. He would come to LA, hang out with one of his close friends. I lived in LA, so we would come together. I'd bring my friends, and that was it. We did attempt to hook up, and it just didn't feel like it was us. So we continued to just be friends. I had a midlife crisis in 2017. I relocated to Maryland 2018. And Sekou was I think he was really one of the only people I shared a snippet of what I was going through. It was a relationship breakup, which was not the midlife crisis and the relationship breakup. They didn't have much to do with one another. The midlife crisis was some other things going on. And Sekou suggested that I do a hashtag post body breakup. So I was a celebrity trainer in LA and I had put on weight. I was just feeling really low and heavy physically, mentally, and emotionally. Was getting my life together. Sekou lived in New York. He's always lived in New York. So one day he calls, he says, by this time I'd moved to Baltimore. So I'm sharing all these things with the guy, but I'm doing it pretty quickly because I realize he is at work. I said, I'm going to just cut to the chase. The gist is it was timing. It was timing, and it was us individually doing the work on ourselves in order for the universe to recognize that we are ready for one another. Because we always liked one another, but it wasn't until my midlife crisis, some major life shifts happened to and for him, and then COVID. COVID sealed the deal. During COVID, he and I joined a WhatsApp group. It was called a WhatsApp gratitude group between me, himself, and his best friend, Corby. So we'd come in every day, sometimes 2-3 times a day, and we would just share what we're grateful about. And then we would share other things that we were experiencing during COVID. And so I got to see him from a different lens. And he started sharing more because I didn't find him to be a very shareful person. And again, he was making some pivots. He stopped drinking. That really appealed to me. He was eating vegan. That really appealed to me. He started working out. That really appealed to me. We started dating. In the beginning, it was awkward for me because I was focusing on what I didn't want versus what I wanted. I was focusing on, what if I lose my friend? I don't want to lose my friend. This is my friend. And a friend of mine, Dwayne Barnes, said, Fee, I think you're focusing on the wrong thing. Like, what if your soulmate has been underneath your nose for 20 years? I was like, oh my gosh. I said, oh my gosh, what? So we're dating. Things are going well. We're doing long distance. I'm in Maryland. He's in New York City. July 14th, 2022, he has a major stroke. That's when everything shifted. I realized I could have lost this man and had never told him that I loved him. And so I think for me, how did I know that he was the one? It's not just one thing. It's not one thing he said, one thing he did. It was a culmination. But let me tell you a little secret. The first time I came to visit him in New York City, I was really nervous because you don't know how people live until you know how they live. And I was in his kitchen. He's got a tiny, cute little tiny apartment. I was in his kitchen and I saw this. I saw these. Quick Fix Vegetarian. The Vegan Way. This book, by the way, is so beautiful. I mean, it is just beautiful, beautiful photos, beautiful font. It is, it is an extraordinary book that I've not yet read. And then we have this one, Vegan on the Cheap. And then I'm looking around his place and he's got tons of books. So, right, he's a writer. I've always wanted, and I used to pray for a man that reads. I know that sounds crazy, but I was like, Lord, Father God, please let him be able to conjugate a verb. Let him know how to read and enjoy reading and enjoy learning. So that was the first time I really paid attention. And I thought, I'm going to keep this one in my back pocket. He had the stroke. That really, our relationship intensified. Like I was ready to make a commitment. And that was it. I was ready to continue dating long distance, help him navigate through the stroke. I didn't miss a beat. Like he had a stroke and I was there. I never even thought of the worst possibilities. I just didn't. I don't know why, but I didn't. I just kept moving forward. And then that was 2022. We're navigating the stroke and it was not, it still isn't easy. November 2023, he decides to run the New York City Marathon for the second time. Yes, let's do it. He's going to vie for a Guinness World Record for the second time. Yes, let's do it. He's going to raise more money in 2023 than he did in the marathon 2022. He raised $15,000 during the marathon, which was 5 hours and some change, donated 100% of the proceeds to Transformation Life Center in Nashville. I was like, let's do it. Then he says, Fee, I want you to do it with me. What? You got to train for these things. He's like, we're going to walk because we want to spend more time, have a good time, and raise more money so that I can become a Guinness World Record holder. Well, what had happened was mile 15, I was looking for Uber and I got one. I was like, I'm out. My feet were hurting so bad. I was like, I didn't train for this. I didn't even train to walk that thing. I didn't know that he had my engagement ring in his pocket during the entire New York City Marathon. He was intending to propose at the finish line, but I wasn't there. Instead, he proposed the next day, Marathon Monday, on my live show, The Fee King Show. How do you know that he's the one? Each of us gets, he or she is the one. Each of us gets to answer that for ourselves. For me, I love that he reads. I love that he's constantly hungry for knowledge. He loves learning and he's very intentional about it. I love that. He's also super kind. Like he's a nice person. The old me, I wasn't able to really receive a nice guy. I'll be honest. It wasn't that I needed a bad boy, but that's just what I had been conditioned to. I habitually dated, dudes who were not worthy of me. He's worthy of me and I am worthy of him. He is thoughtful and not just with me. So you get to watch how your partner is with other people, with their family, how they are when you go out to eat, how they are when you go to the movie theaters, how they treat their friends. He is consistent. And I watch everything. He is consistent with how he treats people. And so that is how I knew that he's my plus one. I hope this helps, especially if you are a woman over 40, over 50. I did not get engaged until 50. How old am I? Until I was 53. 53. Yeah. What? You know what? What year is this? Yeah, I just turned 54. Okay. I did not get engaged until 53. I honestly didn't know if it was going to ever happen again. I've been engaged before. I've been proposed to a few times. That's a whole show. I didn't know if it was going to happen again, and I think I was okay with it. I was happily single, and now I'm very happily engaged, and this will be my last year as Felicia King, single, a single woman. So that's going to be exciting. How do you know he or she is the one? Let me know. Yeah. Again, especially if you are over 40 or 50, let me know. And then I want to share this with you because this is what happened yesterday. Let's go. I don't have any sound or music. Hey.
Is your Hollywood fitness go-to girl, B King, with another episode of Dating Advice 411. And I have sexy, sensational, and phenomenally intelligent producer and actress, my girl, Jazzy. And welcome. Thank you for having me. But then I worked on a lifestyle series where we were interviewing Babette Davis, the owner of this vegan restaurant called Stuff I Eat. She was 65 at the time, and her body trumped mine. She was the first Black female vegan that I ever met.
I don't eat no meat, no dairy, no sweets, only ripe vegetables, fresh fruit, and whole wheat.
She unknowingly inspired me to read up on plant-based diets, and the more I read, the more I became inspired to go vegan. You know, my digestive system working a certain way. When I switched my diet, I was kind of like, oh, is this how it was supposed to go all this time? Is this how things were supposed to run through me in this comfortable fashion? Who knew? You know, so I love that you said comfortable fashion. Wow. I am, when I say over the moon, excited for this opportunity for us to share this knowledge. And because for me, so I'm not vegan. I do eat fish. However, I am on the trek. Sekou and I are on the trek. And I've been more inspired to be on the trek since my partner had a stroke. What a vegan was. And then when I was 20, I moved to Los Angeles. And that's where I learned what a vegan was.
Again, thank you so much, Jasmine C. Perry, director of the documentary, The Invisible Vegan. She blessed us yesterday. So January 1st, we went live and did a raw vegan dessert. Super simple, super easy, affordable, budget friendly, all the things. And I'm sharing that with you because, again, one of the things that made me realize that Sekou is the one is he's been on the trek, right? And so while I was getting ready for this live demo with Jasmine, I started cleaning up the kitchen because that's one of the things that I'm doing for the new year is decluttering, clearing things out. And I found these books. I found this. And there's another one that's just the book. It's called the 14-day dash diet, 14-day dash diet. Let me see if I have something I can share with you. Bam. Uh-oh, that's not it. That's not it. I got too happy. Here it is. Here we go. The Dash Diet for Hypertension. I hope you can see this. The Dash Diet for Hypertension. I started reading this book and already I'm so embedded. I'm so invested. I'm so excited about this book. And so I am going to facilitate a free 14-day Dash Diet challenge. Because Sekou had a stroke, and I believe had he read this book that he bought, he didn't remember that he bought the book because he still experiences aphasia due to the stroke. It's a language and memory disorder. It affects your long-term memory, your short-term memory, and your speech. He didn't remember that he bought the book. He bought both of the books. I will be sharing more. I would love lovingly invite you to participate, to show up, especially if you want to prevent high blood pressure, your chances of a heart attack or a stroke or osteoporosis, as well as diabetes. And the formula, based on what I've read thus far, is so simple. It is just a matter of being willing and then saying yes and being intentional and committed. I believe you're worth it. I know that I'm worth it. I know that Sekou is worth it. We're going to have this challenge in our school community. Oh, so let me show you that. Just take a photo or open up your camera. It was just here. It was because I know I'm live. I'm going to look back at this first live and be like, ooh, girl, you did it anyway. All righty. So here we go. This is our school community. Share. Oh, goodness. This is our school community. It is, so if you don't know what school is an online community. It's a platform for entrepreneurs, for creators, for community leaders, for teachers, where people come together to learn from one another, to grow from one another. And whether it's your business or your hobby, for us, it's both business and hobby. Our school community is I am a bad boop at being physically and fiscally fit. So this challenge will be inside of this group. So please join it. It's free. Scan with your cell phone or DM me or just leave me a message and I'll get back to you and I'll send you the link. All right. My name is Fee King, your local fitness go-to girl, the body architect. And I'm going to give it up for myself. I'm going to pat my dang on self on the back for not giving up, for not stopping, for saying, you know what, I'm all over the place with this live through Zoom. It's not working the way that I thought it would. And yet that is okay. One monkey don't stop no show. Now is better than perfect. And so in this new year, I lovingly invite and encourage you that whatever it is that you want to be, do, and have, do it now. Life is so short. All right. Peace.